From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
30 degrees at 6:05. Good evening. I'm Jonathan Dent. 2 men are lodged in Isabella County Jail on charges related to possession of methamphetamine and guns. 51-year-old John Guy Smith faces charges related to operating a drug house, including possession and delivery of controlled substances, as well as weapons charges and maintaining a drug house. He was arrested on Sunday after police from the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police executed a warrant at his home in the 5200 block of Chippewa Road. Officers found meth, Suboxone, and evidence related to the sale of drugs. A second suspect is awaiting arraignment on possession charges. Both men are due back in court on February 2nd. The Bay City man who held police at bay for several hours last October over an eviction notice has been found incompetent to stand trial. Harold Nielsen was referred for a forensic exam and competency hearing on January 17th. 74th District Court Judge Mark Janer presided over a competency hearing on January 20th and ruled Nielsen incompetent to stand trial at this time. On October 26th, a warrant was issued for the 78-year-old's arrest after an attempt was made to evict him from an apartment on Garfield Avenue near Columbus. He allegedly threw a knife, striking the court officer. Later, he produced a long gun, barricading himself inside the apartment. Police from multiple agencies, including the Michigan State Police Emergency Services Team and Bay City Police, were able to safely arrest Nielsen. He faces 4 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon and 1 count of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing police. He will have another competency review in March. A fun winter festival got underway today in Frankenmuth, Zender's Snowfest. Chairman John Shelton says snow sculpture competitions and ice carvings will continue through Sunday.
We have live bands. Country night is Friday, Classic Day is Saturday, and then on Sunday we also have live entertainment. We have petting zoo, we have pony rides, we have amusement rides, we have fireworks on Friday night, we have fireworks on Saturday night.
Shelton says that because of the mild weather, they had to truck in snow from Grayling for the snow sculpture competitions. WSGW News Time is 6:07. The weather forecast is coming up.
On Saturday, February 11th, the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan presents Feathers and Fedoras. It's a Roaring 20s gala to benefit independent living programs for people with disabilities. Grab your silk top hat, your best flapper dress, and prepare to foxtrot the night away with dance music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Feathers and Fedoras, Saturday, February 11th at the Doubletree in Bay City. For information and tickets, click on the Feathers and Fedoras box you'll find online at WSGW.com.
WSGW News Time is 6:08. Governor Gretchen Whitmer will deliver her 5th State of the State address in front of a joint session of the House of Representatives and Michigan senators tonight. Among topics to be discussed are funding for a tutoring program to help students who have struggled during the pandemic. The governor is expected to call on the legislature to require universal background checks for all firearms sales and approve legislation mandating safe storage of weapons. Whitmer says the address is an opportunity to talk about the issues that make a real difference in people's lives and focus on what lawmakers are going to get done this year. The address is scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight. There's a shortage of teachers in Michigan and nationwide. An anonymous donor in West Michigan's Holland is paying up to $25,000 in home down payments to teachers who want to buy a home in the school district.
We know that high-quality educators are the greatest tool that we have to prepare our students for careers, college, and life. And recruiting and retaining the best teachers is something that all schools will be trying to achieve for years to come as we work through this nationwide teacher shortage.
Holland Public School Superintendent Nick Cassidy says there are already applications for the Teachers Live Here program, and the first recipient is two-way bilingual immersion teacher Lillian Snewink. A Michigan health professional is speaking out on how to keep children safe around gas stoves. Michigan News Network's Luke Sloan reports.
In Metro Detroit, roughly 50% of households use gas stoves. Yet, the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission is now considering a ban on them, citing that they pose a hidden health hazard, particularly for young children. A study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health estimates that just over 12% of current childhood asthma in the U.S. can be attributed to gas stove use. But if you have a gas stove, there are some options to keep children safe without just getting rid of it. Dr. Milan Hahn is chief of the Division of Pulmonary and Critical Care at the University of Michigan. She says steps that can be taken to limit risk include using your range hood whenever you cook, opening windows in your kitchen when the weather is good, not turning the stove on unless you're cooking, and keeping kids away from the stove when it's on. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
Stay tuned. We've got much more coming up on the Evening Roundup.
Williams spinning in the paint, takes it in, laid it up and in to tie it at 42.
Tune in for Michigan Wolverines basketball. The Wolverines host the Minnesota Golden Gophers in Ann Arbor this Sunday with coverage beginning at 12:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Weak corporate earnings guidance weighed on markets today. In New York, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was slightly up, while both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 finished lower. Stocks of local interest are mixed. AT&T 2042 up 126, CMS 6215 up 36, Dow 5789 down 31, DuPont 7353 down 141, Corteva 6313 up 62, HP 2869 up 29, Huntington Bank 1475 up 7, Independent Bank 2295 down 27, Lumen Technologies 530 up a penny, Home Depot 317.26 down 43, Walmart 142.34 down 68, GM 36.32 up 12, Trinzio 25.74 down 47, and the price of a barrel of oil rose by 2 cents, leaving it at $80.15 per barrel. This is Steve Anderson from Baird in Saginaw and Midland, wishing everyone a great night and even greater returns.
News coverage
I have a dream.
on WSGW.
During a celebration of someone who represented peace, a use of guns and violence.
These classified documents sitting in the garage behind a Corvette.
There's no there.
Such hypocrisy.
Not doing any negotiation over the debt ceiling.
Charges will be filed involving Alec Baldwin.
Global climate change.
We have to act.
News around the clock.
David Crosby.
News coverage on WSGW.
Good evening. This is the WSGW Farm Final for Wednesday, January the 25th, 2023. In Chicago today, mixed trading going on, mostly, though, to the positive side. It looks as though the only negatives were in the corn complex as we move through the afternoon. Weather-wise, plenty of clouds and snow. The further south you got, the heavier the snow was. Right here in the immediate Great Lakes Bay Area, we're picking up still quite a bit of snow in anticipation of a windy night overnight. We'll get into that weather forecast and how much longer is the snow going to come down. We'll talk about that in a moment. But back to those closing prices. Program brought to you this evening by the folks from Star of the West and by DTN.
Your WSGW morning team.
The WSGW online polled about fireworks in Michigan. There is a proposal in the Michigan Senate to allow communities to tighten fireworks laws. Independence Day fireworks, specifically, could be reduced from June 29th through July 4th to just July 3rd and 4th. And on Memorial Day, there could be end times, reducing fireworks allowed until 11:45 to just 11 o'clock. And the proposal would double fines for violators.
We have neighbors that think that fireworks go all the way from Memorial Day through
Labor Day,
the week after Labor Day.
So the poll question we offer is to use this. Would you support allowing communities to reduce some of the current fireworks regulations? It's a yes. It's a no. It's an I'm not sure.
I think I know how Denise is going to vote on this one.
Especially with our neighbors. Oh my gosh.
You head online to WSGW.com. You scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box and make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Wheat finishing up 6 at Star of the West this afternoon. Cass City Rapson as well as Frankenmuth. Looking at the white wheat at 702, the red wheat at 652. New crop 726 for the white wheat, 676 for the red. Corn down 2 at 620 in Cass City as well as Frankenmuth. New crop down 3, 528. Soybeans up 14 at 1433 on the nearby beans in Frankenmuth. New crop up 6 at 1280. In the Cass City area, 1423 on the nearby soys with the new crop at 1275. We're not really looking for our temperatures to drop all that much tonight, which is going to make it pretty interesting as far as the roads go. For the most part, they're just a little messy, maybe a little greasy, but that's it. We're looking for mostly cloudy skies to take us through the nighttime hours. Low, as we said, right around 30 degrees. The winds are going to pick up out of the north, gusting to right around 30 miles per hour late tonight. The chances of snow will be dropping off rather rapidly as we approach midnight. Going into the day tomorrow, clouds, some scattered light snow around, 31 for a high. But then tomorrow afternoon, with a northwest breeze, we're going to see the temperatures drop and skies will be clearing off a little bit as we go into tomorrow night. As a result, temperatures will drop to about 18 for a low. Tomorrow, clouds, and then later on in the afternoon, a clipper system is going to be zipping through. Low 30s for a high on Friday with a south wind, and that's going to pick up right around 40 miles per hour as we go into the later afternoon hours on Friday. Friday night, snow as that clipper affects our weather. Low 20s, measurable amount of snow is in the forecast. Then on the day on Saturday, mostly cloudy, middle 20s for a high. Another snow shower system is going to be moving through on Saturday night. That'll drop our low down to right around 20 with that chance of snow. Chance of snow will still be around, especially in the morning hours on Sunday. Middle 20s for a high, 10 for a low. Then to start off the work week next week and the last 2 days of the month of January, mostly cloudy skies both days with temperatures in the low 20s during the day and 10 degrees for a low. Long range to take us all the way through the 7th of the month. Below average on the temperatures, normal on the moisture. That's it for our closing prices this evening. Join us tomorrow for the early morning edition at 5:30 and your first look at the markets at 11:40 on WSGW.
WSGW. Your source for local news and information in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.5 and 790 News Radio